Okay, so today we are in our learning font creator Arabic based fonts in episode number 2. So in previous episode we learned about something Unicode character charts. All right, so today we will talk something more in detail about those charts. So in previous video I explained there are multiple characters, those are similar to each other but with a different Unicode. So my question was that what exactly, where exactly we can use those. So does it really matter, do we have to have those characters or the Unicodes in our font? So this is main question. So what if we don't need those Unicode in our font? So I would try something new without putting those Unicode characters. Right here I show you. Okay, so this is the font characters that I grabbed and I combined. Let's see, go to glyph properties, I show you exactly what I'm talking about. So this is ba. So this is ba has different Unicode and has different Unicode, but this is a isolated ba, like it's an isolated version of ba. So every character in Arabic has 4 shapes. So let me show you right here. So whenever you create an Arabic font, you have some characters that you have a isolated form, or you have a final form. So like this Ra or Urdu J, you have only isolated form and final form, right? But these are the characters or the shapes, you have to have those 4 forms, is isolated, final, initial and medial. So I will leave the link description below, so you can download this chart for a basic Arabic font, so you can design those shapes and bring them into the font creator, and you can place them and you can create your own font. Alright, so what I said in my previous video, that these are the basic characters that we have to have them in our font, right? So if, let me tell you one more time, this is alif, right, and there's the same alif again in a presentation form B. So do we really need this character again? So what I have done here, I keep this one alif and grab both Unicodes on a one character, and what you see here, I have removed all those code points from the final forms or any of the shapes that comes in initial, final and medial. So we will try this one today if it's working, right? So before I go further, I have to explain something very important. In Arabic we have different shapes in different sizes. For instance, let's go to Blood, right? So if I put left bearing 0 and go to right bearing 0, so you see this Blood is a 0 point right here, and this went to 200 points, right? If you open a different shape, for example this is a medial shape, right? So this is went from 0 to 400 and this duad went to 2000. So what I'm saying is, in Arabic the shapes are not exact same size as English, right? So those are not fixed at the same size and the position. So some are smaller, some are large, and some are even bigger than this one. So let's close this one and close this one. So, and a very important that these marks needs to be placed properly on each shape, right? So my personal view on this one is I always keep those marks at the same place, so we can balance them at where they exactly supposed to be. Today I will explain you anchors, right? When you go in view and you have anchors, it's not visible or it's not activate right now because I am not inside into the glyph. When you double click right here and when you open a glyph and when you go view in here and you see now it's activate and you can open an anchor, right? Let me close this one and I'll explain you why. My best practice is I always keep those marks in the center of this 0x line, right? So you need to add anchors because these anchors are working to place the marks properly on our characters, because all characters are different size and different shapes. Okay, so we have to create two kinds of anchors in a basic font. So one is top, one is bottom. So the bottom is there, or let me show you right here. Okay, so you before I go further, so you need to add anchor. Write the anchor name like I did over here, top Arab, and another one is bottom Arab. So okay, and close it. All right, and close this one. Okay, so we need to add anchor of a mark assigned to this one. So when you open this anchor from view, toolbars and anchors, while the glyph open, add anchor, this goes on top, right? And click on top Arab and select mark. Don't forget that one. Select top Arab and select mark and OK. Now you will see we have an anchor, top Arab, in parentheses is showing M. This is the very important part that you have to check all the times. So now we have a top Arab anchor. Now I am going to the next character or next glyph from here. This is supposed to be go on top, so I have already added as a mark on top Arab. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so these are the only marks that I am using so far, but I have another thing that I have to show you, that sometimes these marks are combined, like you can put fatha or zabar on shadda, or you can put pesh on shadda, or you can put do pesh or dummatun on shadda, how you want to do that. So I will add a glyph right here. When you go insert and I put the glyph, after this glyph selected, I'll put OK, and I will make only one example, so you can repeat that one if you want to. Okay, I'm going to copy this one and I will paste this one here. Okay, and I will copy this tummatun right here and paste on right top on here. So if you don't do that, this will happen when you type your font, so every mark will come over on top of each other if you don't do that. So let's see this way. This one has a quote point. If you look at a, yeah, this one, you see right here, dumma with pesh, shadda with pesh. Or when I copy this one and find out, okay, you can press Ctrl F and you can paste here, and you can find the next one is right here, and the next one is telling you what exactly it is. So this is the Arabic ligature, shadda with dumma isolated or dhamma isolated. So what we learn from here is a one more thing that is called ligature. So ligatures are, you can combine or join two glyphs in a one. So this one has this quote point. Don't forget to put $sign at the front, and you can copy this one from here and put it right here in the name. Okay, I did not apply that one, this is vanished, so go back and copy this one and put it right here. Don't forget the $sign and paste and apply. Now you see this is a ligature, but if you are making any ligature, you don't forget to make as a ligature right here in the glyph properties and make it as a ligature and apply. So this consider as a ligature, as not the base. Okay, so we will talk this one in further. Okay, this one has a top Arab mark, this one. Okay, there you go. So these marks we will add those marks in the base right here. So we need mark on top of this one, right? So we need shadda or dumma or whatever. So we created those marks right here. So we add mark in here, and we add, oh, this one I forgot. Okay, bottom Arab as a mark. Okay, okay, this is top Arab as a mark. So we already added top Arab and bottom Arab mark and assign those glyphs as a mark in right here in anchor points, right? So after that you can go to the characters, like this is the character, and we add those marks in here. Okay, so but at this point we don't select mark, we select as a base. So top Arab base, add, you can right click and add anchor too, same thing, and bottom Arab and select as a base. So we need to add both of them in the one character right here. Okay, so go to the next glyph and we add both marks in each character. You see that we see top Arab and bottom Arab, so we can use both marks that goes on the top of the character and bottom of the character can be used on any of those glyphs. Okay, so we have to add, and you can meanwhile you can adjust the position of the characters if you see anything not placed correctly. Okay, so add as a mark top Arab and bottom Arab, right? So meanwhile I am going through, I have to tell you one more thing. Like you see here, in previous video I was talking about left bearing and right bearing. So first we have to fix those bearings and then we have to put the marks. Okay, so what are the left bearing and right bearing? So just go here in question mark. Okay, so when you type, this is from the left side of the question mark and right side of the question mark is too much space. When you type and press space bar, it's not gonna be the equal spacing between characters. All right, so this will stuck closely to the previous character, whatever it is before that question mark. So we have to keep those left bearings and right bearings appropriately at the right position. So the easiest way you can do that, so we have to select some isolated forms first. Okay, so let me show you how. So go to the font tools and you can select auto matrix. Again, go to tools, select auto matrix, and you are selecting fixed bearing, right? So this is the before spacing and after spacing. You can select 80 and 80 before and after, or depends on your font size, right? So this is the big font, so I am selecting 80 and 80 before and after. Okay, so I go next. Now I will select only isolated forms including numbers, not the marks. Just keep in mind, not the marks. So I press Control and select 1, 2, 3. All those characters, those are comes as isolated marks, isolated ones. Okay, full stop. Maybe we can change later on the full stop spacing. The 80 is much bigger probably, so we will check later on. So okay, select all those isolated bearings, not the wheel. And if you have any Arabic based fonts, it doesn't matter what characters you are using, it's the same functions and the same procedure for any Arabic based fonts. Okay, so this is final version of Alif Madda, so I am not using that one, so I am selecting only the isolated. So just click right here, and these are right here, and press finish. Okay, so now when I add 80 and 80 left and right bearing, when I open this one and open the glyph properties, and you see over here left bearing and right bearing exactly that we have put. This is the most easier way you can do that. Okay, so when you go in the next glyph, you see 80 and 80, right? If you do that after setting up marks, then it could create a problem of the marks is not placed properly, so it could be left and right, something here and there. Okay, so now we have all 80 at the front and 80 at the after, or you can say left and right bearings are exactly 80 and 80. Okay. All right. So now we will go and add the left and right bearing at final forms, right? Those alif, madda, waw, hamza, ya, hamza. So you are going to tools, auto current, and at this point you are leaving the space before and keep this one as -80. Now we are selecting only final forms of the characters, or you can say glyphs. So this is final form, final. Okay, that's all. Okay, these are all final forms. You can make sure one more time. Okay, and finish. So why we keep this one in a negative? Because we have 4 forms of each character, right? And I show you the ha right here. You see this ha, this red line is not combining or joining on top of this character. If I leave it like that, it's going to create a gap between the initial ba or any of the letter that's supposed to join with final ha. So we need to join this one right here manually. All right. So basically I put -80 is, I think, a little bit more space, so I will put around 50. Okay, just do that so we can go further. Okay, so I put -40 right here. So -40 is okay. All right, so we can check another character with final. Let's go ta. All right, this is also showing -40, and after that is 80. Okay, let's do that initial forms also. Go to tools, auto current, and initial forms is vice versa. So from here is 80 and over here is -40. initial forms and done. Okay, let's check initial forms. So you are giving a space right here, and after that this is the red mark is going inside the red bearing, the left bearing is going inside the character. Okay, okay, and after that this is a medial form. So medial forms goes both inside the bearings. So this supposed to be inside, and this supposed to be inside, like that. So we are now selecting all medial forms, but both minus 40 and 40 minus 40 40, only medial forms. Here and click finish. Okay, now you see these all medial forms has the same values. When you click properties, is negative 40, negative 40 and negative 40. We can check all of those. Perfect. All right, now it is time to add anchor points in those characters that I was doing earlier, top Arab and bottom Arab. Okay, so I will do that, and I will pause the video, and when I'm done I will come back and show you what is the next step. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's go back to where I was. So I have added all those top and bottom anchors in each character. So now we are ready for our next step. Okay, so let me go further. Let me tell you one more thing before I go in the next step. So Arabic best font is based on the tables. So we define the tables, and in the software, in the font creator, and define them, that which character we press and what's supposed to come, right? So just go here, we have those shapes, right? When we press Alif, it shows Alif. When we press Kaf and we press Alif, the final form of Alif will show after that, and it shows Kaf Alif Ka. Or if you write Sheen and you put Ye, and then it will show the final form of Ye, right? So we have to define those tables in the font creator, which character come after what, right? So as I said earlier in my previous video and the beginning of this video, what I really need those code points in the final, medial and initial forms. What if I don't put those? Because I am defining these characters in tables. Hope you enjoy my video. Please like it, share it, and give me a comments if you have any questions. Thank you so much.